If Mandani is the face of the Democrats on the East Coast and Katie Porter is the face on the West Coast, I don't know if that's great politically for that party.
New York is New York. It's definitely it's the media capital, the financial capital. It is a bellwether like no other city is in this country. So don't tell me that who the mayor of New York is doesn't matter. When you let the Democrats, socialists, and now they're actually calling themselves socialists, when you let them take over a major American city, this is what you get.
When Bill Maher locks onto a target, you know the takedown is going to be brutal, and his recent dismantling of Mayor Mandani and the Democratic Party's shift towards socialism is no exception. Long before New Yorkers handed Mandani the keys to the city, Maher was already sounding every alarm he could, warning that these radical ideas were a recipe for disaster. And now that Mandani has claimed victory, Maher isn't offering polite critiques. He's tearing apart the logic behind these policies with his trademark razor-sharp humor. This isn't standard political commentary. It's a full-scale roast of city leadership gone off the rails, and it's painful to watch in the most entertaining way. Maher keeps hammering home one core argument. America was built on two foundational pillars, democracy and capitalism, and he believes both are now under threat. In his view, Republicans fail to prioritize democracy the way they should, while Democrats are increasingly willing to abandon capitalism altogether, pointing at polling that shows 74% of Democrats favor democratic socialism, while only 16% support capitalism. For Maher, that shift is seismic and deeply alarming, raising a stark question about whether this country will even be recognizable in 5 to 10 years if both pillars collapse. So if you're here for sharp takes, uncomfortable questions, and unapologetic chaos, smash that subscribe button, because we're diving straight into it.
It seems to me that there are two pillars that this country is founded on. One is democracy, and one is capitalism, free markets. And it seems like one party wants to get rid of one, and the other party wants to get rid of the other, right? The Republicans are not that, democracy is just not number one on their list. It just isn't. It isn't. It's behind Christianity and a few other things. And the Democrats, I mean, I read these, 74% are for democratic socialism. Only 16% favor capitalism. Is this going to be a country that I don't recognize in 5 to 10 years if we don't have these two pillars? If we don't, I mean, where are the Democrats going with this?
Now, before going any further, it's worth pumping the brakes on one claim, Maher's assertion that Republicans don't care about free speech or democracy. That doesn't hold up. If anything, Republicans are often on the front lines defending free speech, pushing back against cancel culture, and challenging efforts to silence opposing viewpoints, actively fighting for freedoms Maher suggests they dismiss. That said, credit where it's due. Maher absolutely nails his critique of Mayor Mandani and the socialist direction he represents. There's little denying that Mandani's vision for New York leans heavily towards socialism, and the potential consequences could be catastrophic. Higher taxes, extreme government overreach, and policies that threaten the very foundations of what makes New York vibrant, successful, and economically dynamic. On that front, Maher's criticism is razor-sharp, well-timed, and impossible to ignore. He doesn't mince words when he warns that if Mandani is the face of Democrats on the East Coast and figures like Katie Porter represent the West Coast, then, politically speaking, the party is in serious trouble.
If Mandani is the face of the Democrats on the East Coast and Katie Porter is the face on the West Coast, I don't know if that's great politically for that.
And you know what? He's absolutely right. It's definitely not going great for the DNC right now. Having woke activists and ideologues running the show isn't exactly a winning formula for electoral success. It's more like a detailed blueprint for spectacular self-destruction. Over the past few years, we've watched the party shift further and further into identity politics, cancel culture, and extreme progressive policies that sound great in theory but fall apart in practice. The results are showing up everywhere you look. Instead of appealing to a broad spectrum of American voters, the party is drifting so far into niche ideology that it's completely losing connection with everyday people. The DNC's obsessive focus on virtue signaling rather than delivering practical real-world solutions has made it increasingly unappealing to moderates, independents, music, and even longtime supporters who feel abandoned. Swing voters aren't looking for performative activism. They're looking for a competence, stability, and leadership that prioritizes tangible results over ideological purity. And the party's current trajectory fails spectacularly to provide any of that at this point, unless there's a serious course correction, and I mean serious. The Democrats risk turning themselves into nothing more than a political echo chamber loved passionately by a vocal few, but rejected decisively by the majority.
New York is New York. It's the media capital, the financial capital. It is a bellwether like no other city is in this country. So don't tell me that who the mayor of New York is doesn't matter.